Hey friends, it's Rabbi Jenny Solomon here at Beth Meyer Synagogue with a Mincha moment. We are making our way ever closer to Rosh Hashanah, to the Jewish New Year, which also means that we're making our way ever closer to the end of the reading of the Torah, which we will begin right away once again on Simchat Torah. But as we make our way to the end of the book of Dvarim, of Deuteronomy, at the end of the Torah, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our rabbi and teacher, is continuing to dispense with instruction and wisdom to Bnei Yisrael, to our people as they prepare to enter the land. And in this week's Torah portion, Ki Tavo, when you enter, the instructions are that Bnei Yisrael will gather the first fruits of their harvest and offer them up really as a gratitude offering for having entered the land and made the journey. And one of the things that's so interesting about this instruction is that it actually offers a sort of script, the words that we are to say when we make this gratitude offering. And the words themselves are incredibly interesting, and I think filled with a lot of wisdom. But I want to highlight just one aspect that I think can really inspire us as we do this work of cheshbon nefesh, of reviewing our year, reviewing our souls, doing an accounting of our souls in preparation for the sacred days ahead. So within this sort of script for this gratitude offering, each person is basically supposed to say, like, my father was a wandering Aramean, which is to say, was lost, was sort of at the bottom was in a dark and rootless place, without a home, without a place of belonging. And along this journey, it was difficult. We emerged from Mitzrayim, from Egypt, from narrow straits, and we suffered under oppression. And we cried out, and it was only with those cries that we began to take steps forward with God's help towards our own liberation and towards reaching this moment of being safe in our land with this abundance. And I really want to highlight, if you read the text carefully, you'll see there is really a lot of focus on the hardship that we experienced along the way. And I think this is so countercultural. A lot of times when we see sort of achievement being honored, or we think about saying thank you, we want to just sort of skip to the great parts, the part where we achieved something or we're blessed with something, whether it's the birth of a new baby, or perhaps reaching a milestone of graduation, or a life cycle moment, or something at work that we're really proud of. And it's very easy to skip past the hardships that we endured along the way. And this particular script invites us not to skip over those parts, and in fact, actually to lift them up as part of the journey. And so too, that these first fruits that are being offered up are not so much a statement of how I deserved this, how I deserved this great abundance, but rather how fortunate and blessed we are to have been helped in all different kinds of ways to make this moment possible. And so again, if we sort of, we use this moment and this script and this gratitude offering of the first fruits as a way of informing how we do this preparation work for the holidays up ahead, as we sort of survey and highlight the great moments of this year, the places in which we feel particularly grateful to have achieved or to have landed or to have arrived in some way, we're encouraged not to forget the difficult moments that were also part of the journey, and to lift those up as we tell the story to ourselves, to each other, to the Holy One. And also to frame this offering, these arrivals, these achievements, again, not as something we necessarily deserved, not something that we had coming to us, but rather experiences, things, moments, abundance that we've been blessed with from the many different ways in which the Holy One is felt and experienced in our lives, helping us reach our dreams and live out the highest vision for each of our lives. So again, as we come to the new year and we're doing this important review work, don't leave out the messy parts. Don't leave out the shameful parts. You don't have to leave out the hard parts. They're part of the story too. And just remember, none of us arrives by our hard work alone. We do that with the grace of others, of God, and of the goodness that is all around. Peace. Shalom.